Hi, so today we are going to be unboxing and reviewing the Lamy Safari pens. I'm extremely excited about this set. I picked it up recently for my birthday. It was a gift, and this is something that I've been wanting for a really long time because I wanted to make a lot of illustrations with this. So let's unbox this and see how it is. So first thing is the packaging. It's very nicely done. You can see over here it's pretty protective and it's not very easy to open it. So that way it is going to protect your pen inside nicely. So this is the pen inside. I picked up their Terra pen, which is one of their limited edition ones, and they have a wide range of colors and also a wide range of nibs. I will talk a lot of these things in detail with you right now. So basically this is a fountain pen, and this is made in Germany. So here I have the warranty card and the certificate of quality. So it's been manufactured in Heidelberg plant and has been hand tested, and they've checked all the functions of the Lamy pen and confirmed that it is in perfect state. So I picked this up at the William Pen store, and before picking it up I tried a lot of different kinds of nibs, and then I decided to take this one. So here is this. Let me first take it out. So this is their Terra version. This is a Lamy Safari. Lamy has a lot of different versions of pens, and I think this is one of their basic ranges, which starts with around, I think, 2,700 or 3,000. So it starts with about 3,000 INR, and this is made of plastic, the outer base of it, which is why it is for 3,000. You also have like lots of different versions in which they use different kinds of metals, so that goes up to like 25,000-30,000. So you can go and look at their website. So picking up at the store, I also got like a blue cartridge along with it, so I can just pop it inside. There's a cartridge converter inside. I will show this to you. This is for the blue ink. So coming to this pen over here, you can see the beautiful transparency over here. It's because there's no ink filled inside, so that's why it looks like this. So I have got the medium nib. So I tried out their fine nib, and then they have a medium nib, and I think they have a couple of more ones, and I really liked the medium nib feel on the paper. So this is what it looks like when I open it. Let me focus on it to show you how the nib looks. It's very beautiful. It's so lightweight, like you'll feel like you're not holding anything. It pops in, and inside it has this converter. So what you have to do is you have to fill in the nib. You have to basically rotate it this way, anti-clockwise, and then clockwise to get the ink in. So I'm going to be filling black ink with this. I picked up ink from this brand called as the Lapis Bard. So I picked up the black ink from there. So I'll fill that ink, and then I will illustrate with this. So now a couple of things in terms of like your care, your instructions of how you're supposed to take care of a Lamy. So you have to be really careful. You can't, and the best tip which they told us at the store was don't share your pen with anybody. And I think that makes so much sense, because each person has a very different way of handling their pens, the pressure that they put and everything. So I think it's an absolute must that you should really take care of your pens. This is also a beginner friendly pen, so it's a good one to start off with if you're somebody who is into writing, who's also into illustrations. Now another thing is I'm not going to be using waterproof ink. You would have noticed in my earlier videos that I make a lot of illustrations with Sumi ink and other waterproof Indian inks which are there. But for this fountain pen, I'm not going to be using waterproof ink. Main reason is because it may spoil my nib. In what way? If the ink dries up inside, then the nib will get a little spoiled, which is why I want to be really careful about it. And at least like initially, I'm not planning to use any permanent inks. If you are somebody who's tried it out, then please do leave a comment over here. So I'll get some courage to probably try that out. So in terms of its wash care, so for wash care, do not use any soap, any kind of chemicals, nothing. Just water is required. The same way that you fill ink is how you will fill water inside one cup, and then you will pour it out. So what you would do is, if you have to change your color in terms of the ink that you're using, then you have to first empty it out, fill this up with water, remove this in another empty glass. So probably you'll have like 2 cups of water. In one you will have like fresh water, you will pick that up and then you will drop it inside the other cup. You will empty it, so all the ink which is there inside will go away, and then you can fill in the next ink. You could also get multiple converters, but even if you do that, your nib will have some amount of that color, so it's best to always wash it. And another important thing is every 2 months this needs to be completely cleaned out. So that is another instruction which was given. And again, my favorite instruction was do not share your Lamy with anybody. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to fill ink, and before I do that, let me show you the body of the pen in a little more detail. So they have Lamy over here, so beautifully done. They have a couple of other colors also. They have a yellow, they have red, they have black, but I really love this stone, so I picked this up. So let's add some ink right now, and we're going to show some, I'm going to do some illustrations. I'll also show you how it looks when you write it. So this is the ink that I'm using today. This is not waterproof. It is the black ink. I love the packaging of this as well. So let me show you how to fill ink also into this pen. Alright, so what you're going to do is you will first turn it anti-clockwise so it goes down, and always fill only up to 80% of this. Okay, do not fill 100% of the ink. And then you insert it inside, and then you turn it. So just like careful about the clockwise, anti-clockwise, just figure out which one really helps you to fill the ink. So the second time ink may not come in. Don't get worried about that. Just give the mechanism a little bit of time to get settled in. So I've got like almost no ink inside, so I'm going to just try it again. So I think I have to push my nib a little more lower. I just don't want ink to go into the body. Yep, now it's perfect. So you can see my ink is like filled up. It's 80%, so like if I press it, the ink will fall off down. It's just poured in. It's not fully 100%. I hope it's not fully 100%. So for removing the extra ink which is there at the tip, please use a tissue. Do not use any rough cloth. Do not mess up with that. Just be like super careful. Use it very, very carefully. Make sure that you don't damage it during this process. Alright, so I'm going to now close this up and let's try writing something. We'll also draw something. I think that's more exciting for me because my main purpose is for travel art, and at any time, like if I'm traveling or even if I'm like out and about and I want to just sketch something, I want to pick this pen out and then just draw, illustrate, make some interesting art with it. So I do a lot of ink illustrations using a dip pen, so this is going to be quite handy. So let's test it out. So I have here a sketchbook. Fountain pens, if you're using this Lamy for writing especially, then please make sure that you have a GSM of about at least 80 GSM, and at the most maybe about 120, because then the writing experience is very nice. If you're going to be using like 180 GSM, 300 GSM sheets, then that's more for illustrations. You will get used to the friction with time, but it will not give you a very, very smooth feel. So it's completely up to you in terms of like what's your final purpose of using it. So I'm going to try this now on, I think this is about like about 150, 160 GSM. I'm going to try writing first, and after that we will create some illustration. I'm going to zoom in and show you how this writes. This is the Lamy Safari Medium. It writes very well. It is so smooth, and it's also extremely light to hold. I think that is a big plus point about this pen. Even though it looks big, it looks bulky, but it's absolutely weightless. So I'm very happy with that. I'm going to just make like a very quick illustration, and then we will see how this holds up with that. So I have this very beautiful musical piece of instrument over here. I'm going to try drawing this. This has the picture of Mozart on it, so I'm going to try and create like a very quick illustration of this entire thing. So the biggest difference I feel with the dip pen and this is, of course, in dip pen you have to keep going back to your ink, you have to keep dipping it in, and so that's like a little bit of time. Of course, that has a beautiful experience on its own, and I love that. I've like ever since I started doing that, there's been no looking back. So this is also really good. So what I'm liking, as I'm drawing, I'm going to be talking about how I feel about this. So as I'm drawing, I can see that it's very smooth. My lines are quick. I don't have to like put a lot of pressure. There is no scratchiness feel to it. It's really easy and simple to create these illustrations and textures on top of it. So that's a big plus point, and very handy, lightweight. So my hand is like able to flow. So that's definitely a big reason for artists, architects, illustrators, anybody who uses a pen to create sketches. It's very important that your medium listens to you, or it takes you like in its own flow, and then you're able to enjoy creating something. So I'm just going to do like a quick face. I'm not going to make it exactly perfect like Mozart. I've made like a really big nose, so I just want to test out how it would be. So what do you do if you are somebody who is into watercolor illustrations and you end up drawing first and then you have to paint over it? This might be difficult because it's not waterproof ink. So in that case, what I would suggest is make your watercolor illustrations first, and then you can ink it in the end. So I'm also now trying this out at different angles. This is another reason why each person will handle the pen very differently. So I could be using it at different angles for different kinds of the pressure or the way that I hold it. So even though you have these are ergonomically, it's very beautifully designed because it just sits in so well. But what if some people just like to flip it over and use it in that way? So each person has like a very unique style of how they would want to use it. Some they want to use it like this, like a brush. So make sure that you take really good care of your pens, and they deserve to be treated really well. So I am very, very happy with this pen. If you're going to be traveling, make sure that you don't fill up too much into the ink. That's what we've been told, that you should probably fill up only 50% of it. I think then in that case it makes sense for you to carry cartridges separately, and then as and when it gets over, just throw them out. So your pen is pretty safe when you're in travel. So I hope this video was useful for you. If you are somebody who is a fountain pen enthusiast who is looking for solutions either for writing or for illustrating on the go, then the Lamy Safari is a definite yes. So I would 100% vouch for it. It's also budget friendly compared to a lot of other pens which are out there, and I hope you found this video useful for you, and I'll see you soon for the next one. Bye bye.